Everyone has been waiting for a potential Israeli strike on Iran, and today is actually the closest we've ever been to that happening. Up until now, the U.S., an Israeli ally, and Iran have been in lengthy discussions about the Iranian nuclear problem, with the U.S. making a very firm stance. No enrichment. Iran has kind of sometimes hinted that they might be open to that. Then it downgraded to requesting partial enrichment. And now, today, Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei declared that the deal completely contradicts Iranian independence, vowing to continue uranium enrichment, which he called a key tool for Tehran's nuclear program, obviously. Khamenei said, "Who are you to tell us whether we need a nuclear program or not?" Now, we've heard, for example, that last week the U.S. reported that Israel could strike Iran within 7 hours, etc., but it couldn't have happened, not while the U.S. and Iran were still in talks. However, now, who knows? Israel won't let Iran have nukes. No way. So keep your eyes on Iran, especially their oil fields, the Bandar Abbas port, their electric plants, but especially their nuclear sites. So Haredi leaders have ordered United Torah Judaism to withdraw from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition, escalating a crisis over the government's failure to pass a law exempting yeshiva students from the military draft. Senior rabbis, including Rabbi Moshe Hillel Hirsch, Rabbi Dov Lando, instructed UTJ to leave after a failed meeting with the Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee Chairman Yuli Edelstein, with Degel HaTorah sources saying a decision was made. We're heading to the elections. Opposition parties, including Yesh Atid, Yisrael Beitenu, and the Labor Party, will submit a Knesset dissolution bill next Wednesday, giving Netanyahu a very narrow window to salvage his coalition. UTJ's 7 mandates alone could topple the government, but Shas's cooperation could tip the balance even more. A senior Degel HaTorah member, Rabbi Mordechai Blau, criticized Likud. He's asking, do you want to destroy the country, and break up a right-wing coalition during wartime? Very strong words. The coalition holds 68 of the 120 Knesset seats. This could literally change politics in Israel forever if it continues heading in this direction. It might be time for the left to cut their losses. People want to learn Torah. That's not going to stop. Not everyone is about war and numbers and politics. What happened to Israel, the land of God? What happened during past Israeli wars where there was literally 1 rifle for every 3 soldiers, or when a small band of Maccabees defeated an entire Greek army? Israel runs on God's credit card, not logic. It might be hard to swallow, but 3,500 years of Jewish history literally proves it if you want to look at it logically. Home life is tough these days. The Hostage Families Forum filed a petition with Israel's High Court of Justice today, citing a real and immediate risk to the 58 hostages still held in Gaza due to the expanded IDF operations. The first ever legal action by the forum, submitted on behalf of the hostages and former captives, argues that the intensified fighting violates the constitutional rights of the captives and their families, who face severe health impacts from ongoing uncertainty. The petition highlights disturbing testimonies from freed hostages about the dangers posed by escalated military actions. Families, including Ruchama Buchbat, mother of the hostage Elkanah Buchbat, expressed betrayal, stating everything in politics is at the expense of the hostages. I want my son back home. The filing comes after a White House meeting with the hostage families where the Trump administration officials reaffirmed their commitment to securing the captives' release amid stalled ceasefire talks with Hamas. I get it. I really get it. Everyone has their priorities. Many of the hostage families care a lot less about Israel than they do about their family members held in Gaza. And that is exactly how they should feel. It's their family. However, feelings is not the metric for sound decisions. They never have been. The government has a very difficult job trying to protect several million people while waging a war that everyone agrees puts the hostages at risk. The truth is, though, they've been at risk just being in Gaza. But these discussions aim to make both sides look selfish. The hostage family side saying that the lives of the 58 hostages will come first, and the government saying essentially that the country has to come first, not the hostages. It's a stalemate, driving a massive wedge between friends. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu underwent his second day of cross-examination in the corruption trial at the Tel Aviv District Court, addressing allegations of accepting luxury gifts from Hollywood mogul Arnon Milchan. In Case 1000, also called the gifts case, Netanyahu faces charges of fraud and breach of trust for receiving cigars and champagne worth hundreds of thousands of shekel, $100,000, $200,000, allegedly in exchange for favors. He told prosecutors that Milchan knew that he liked cigars as early as 1999. If anybody out there's listening, I also like cigars. You can bribe me anytime. Regularly supplying boxes and champagne for his wife Sarah, during the meetings in Israel and at Milchan's Paris mansion. Prosecutor Jonathan Todmore challenged Netanyahu's claim of being a political corpse, as Netanyahu said in 2007, citing a 2007 Smith Institute poll that showed Netanyahu at the top of the candidacy for prime minister in Israel. The defense on Bibi's side objected to that, calling the accusations suppressed testimony, whatever that means. With the cross-examination expected to last 12 months, the trial adds pressure to Netanyahu's leadership amid coalition turmoil and regional conflicts. You thought the hostage debate was bad? Now we're talking about cigars and champagne. We need to zoom out here a little bit. I will not sit here as a news anchor and report on day 3 of the trial, day 4 of the trial, day 100 of the trial, day 1000 of the trial, champagne, cigars, Bugs Bunny dolls. No way. Israel, please give us a free country, not whatever this is. The IDF confirmed that fighter jets struck Syrian regime weapons caches in southern Syria overnight, responding to 2 rockets fired from Syria to the Golan Heights. That's right, peaceful Syria and Israel have hit a tiny rift. The IDF statement held the Syrian regime responsible, warning that the regime will bear the consequences as long as hostile activity continues. Syria's foreign ministry, unable to verify the launches, condemned the strikes for causing significant loss of life and damage. And they accused Israel of just undermining the regional stability. Separately, Hezbollah's Al-Manar reported that Israeli vessels abducted a Lebanese fisherman off the coast, claiming that 4 Israeli ships crossed into Lebanese waters. The incident follows the Iranian foreign minister's visit to Lebanon, where he met Hezbollah's Naim Qassem, who praised Iran for support of Lebanon's resistance. That was not a Lebanese accent, forgive me. Syria's launch of 2 rockets was likely a rebel group unaffiliated with the new Syrian government. But still, Israel is making it very clear that Syria, the Syrian government, is still responsible for getting their country under control. As for the fishermen, man, I have no idea, but it's definitely something that we'll be watching. It's quite interesting. So are we headed for some Iranian fireworks in the coming days or weeks? I wouldn't pack your bug-out bags just yet, but we are definitely closer than we have ever been before, which is crazy to think about. Exciting times, messianic times. For JFeed.com, this has been Overnight Israel. We will catch you next time.